Alright guys, today I decided to hop in this game called Locked, and I decided to make this video because I just felt like making a basic know-how start on the game and like little tiny bit of a dribble guide. So, you know what, let's just hop into it, you know what I'm saying? So first thing you want to do when you spawn in, you're going to see the bottom left, you're going to have your trait, which is the first box on the top, and then the bottom is going to be the weapon. As you can see here, you can press M to go to your menu, or you can just click it, honestly. So right here, you got your tasks, which are like basic missions and whatnot. So score goals, steal from opponents, you already know, and you get some money right there, right? Next thing you want to know, you can go in settings, you can mute the sound, lower your GFX, your PC can't really handle the graphics or whatever. And again, you can just, you know, lower your graphics on the settings, but that's not important. If you want to, you can make your sprint toggleable, so you can just tap it instead of holding, which is, you know, pretty cool too, if you don't feel like doing that. So another thing, actually, you could also go into settings and enter codes. Put some codes on the screen right now for you guys to see if you guys want. They could be expired, they could not be expired. If they work, nice. Alright, next thing, customization. This is probably like one of the most important places because it's where you can actually create your build, create what you want to do and whatnot. So first tab is physical. This is your height, which is like the smaller you are, the more speed you have, but the less power you have in your kicks. So if you want to like be speedy like me, you would go for like 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", whatever. If you want to be a little stronger but slower, like prioritizing that strength over speed, you want to go for a higher height, like 6'3", get the strongest kick possible. Next thing here is the face. This is just like cosmetic, not really important. You don't really gotta worry about that, right? If you want to, you can roll it, doesn't matter. Trait. This is important because there's different effects in the game. This is where you spin it. I'll be showing the Trello in a second to show you guys all the weapons and traits, and I'll also leave a link in the description for the Trello. You guys can go check it out. Right here, the flow. This will be in the Trello, showing you guys the different kinds of flow. This right here is probably the most important part from the flow list, which is the percentage of stat that you will gain from activating your flow or your ego, which is like pretty important too. I'll be explaining that in the Trello portion. Alright guys, so this is the Trello. Right here you can see all the game features, all these right here if you want to know more about the game, all the weapons in the game. You can choose which one you want to go for, want to spin for. All the traits in the game, whatever you want, so it can complement your weapon, whatever you like, you go for it. All the flow types in the game, so you could go through all these and then spin for whichever one you like the most, which is all cosmetic. It doesn't matter towards your stats. Remember that. Alright guys, so this is the next thing, auto queues. You can either choose to join someone, which you saw there, someone was hosting and it got full, so they got teleported into the game. You can either create one then, 4v4, 3v3, 2v2. You can choose if you want weapons or not, if you want a goalkeeper or not, which most people play without a goalkeeper, which kind of makes sense though, because goalkeeper is pretty difficult, not gonna lie, pretty difficult. You can do that if you want, create your match, choose your side, your position, defender, striker, and whatnot. Alright, so that's pretty much the basics for the, you know, the general area, basic know-hows of the hub. Alright, next thing's next, private servers. As you can see here, private servers. You buy the game for 250 Robux, but you get private servers for free. So you can just generate code, copy the code, and hop in. Oops. And hop in. Alright, we're in. So right here I'm going to be explaining the basic mechanics of Locked. So how to dribble, how to steal, and etc. So basically, to dribble, you just left click. You left click the ball. You want to make sure the ball is at your feet. If you pay attention to the center of the screen, on the bottom it says directional dribble. So that just means you can go left, you can go right, you can go backwards, and you can go forward. Another mechanic is if you press 1, it'll move on to straight dribble, which is honestly not very good, I'll be honest, because if you go left, it'll just keep going straight. If you go right, it'll keep going straight. It's not very flexible, so I recommend staying on directional dribble. On to the next step is right clicking, aka M2, which just moves the ball. You can shoot, steal, pass with this mechanic, so you gotta aim kind of high though, pass or shoot. Because if you just aim at the floor, it's not really gonna go anywhere. So you see that? So next thing is stealing. So pretty much if you want to steal, you have to right click it off the player, the enemy player or the person on the other team. If you miss the M2, you would go into an ankle break. So you got to be very careful. You got to make sure you're on the ball. You got to make sure you're on the ball so that you don't ankle break. Alright, and then the next step is probably going to be sliding, the sliding mechanic. So in order to slide, you just simply press Q. The thing is with sliding, if you miss, you're still going to be in the animation. So you want to make sure you're only sliding when you're sure you're going to be able to steal the ball from the opposing player. Alright, so those are pretty much all the mechanics. So probably next that I would say is on the bottom right, you can see you have a stamina bar and an ego bar. So when your ego bar is full, you simply just press Q and you go into your ego. And as I mentioned before, your ego stat would be applied to your character, your player. So if you go for speed, hitbox, power, whatever you want. Alright? And the stamina bar goes down when you run. The reason why it's not going down for me right now is because I'm using a command, which I'll put up on screen that you can just type in chat, and it'll give you infinite ego and infinite stamina. But in a normal game, you would want to press V to charge your stamina. Just hold it down and it'll go up. And that's pretty much all of the basic mechanics in dribbling. Now let's go into the more advanced side of dribbling. Get you guys some more knowledge about that. Alright guys, so the first type of dribble that I'm going to be showing you is chops, or chop dribbling. In order to do this, you pretty much want to right click or M2, either left or right or whatever direction you really want. And then you want to spam click, so like this. Just like that, and you just want to spam click in order to get the ball back at your feet. And this could pretty much just fake off your enemy. Fake out the enemy, maybe get into M2, get ankle broken, whatever you gotta do, you know? Kind of like spam it too if you want. And you don't really have to be quick with this, I'm going to be honest. You could like honestly just go like that. It could be pretty smooth with it. So don't be like, pressured to go quicker if you can. Like that. Alright, on to the next type. Alright, the next type of dribble you want to learn is the LiftDribble or the AirDribble. In order to do this, you pretty much just want to right click into the air and then spam click. So like you want to like that, you see that? There's also like a hitbox thing, so like you can honestly go pretty high with this. See that? It's kind of like the ball is floating. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool mechanic. So like that. Or if you want, you can just take it down with you. You can go backwards with it if you want. There's all types of dribbling actually. You go backwards, you go forward. Whatever you gotta do. That's the AirDribble. And onto the final type of dribbling. Alright guys, the final type of dribbling, which is AirDribbling, or another form of it pretty much. So this one involves you kicking the ball into the air and then left clicking the ball in order for it to fall. It allows you to have some more control over the ball, but I will say this type of dribbling is better for tall players due to them being taller. They can reach the ball at higher distances, or having the trait called bunnies, which allows you to jump higher, which is also better probably on top beavers since they can jump higher regardless. But it's still good overall. Something that you will have to master. It's a pretty good skill to have. Alright guys, the final thing you want to do is trying to merge all these 3 styles of dribbling. And this will honestly elevate your game to a whole new level because you'll become more unpredictable. So just start practicing. Just do a chop, air, go backwards. You do whatever you want. Whatever you want, whatever you feel like. Just make sure the ball is near your feet. You just click faster or click slower to control the ball. Make sure. Do a little air dribble. You could honestly also do like a whole bunch of like bounces as well. Whatever you feel like. Please do a little air dribble. Into backwards. Air dribble. Into a chop. Whatever you want to do. You do a lot of things to fake out the enemy, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you're gonna get a ton of ankle breaks just like, combining these 3. And it's gonna be like really good. You can have a nice time doing that. Don't get too cocky, alright? Make sure to pass. Make sure to pass. Like, honestly, you're gonna think you're him sometimes. You're gonna think you're him sometimes, and you're just gonna be like trying to go past every single enemy. Like, you're not that guy, guys. You're not that guy. I'm not that guy. But like sometimes though, not gonna lie, you are that guy. So like, you know, take the chance 1 time, 2 times. If it works out, you know, keep going. If not, then start passing that ball. But that's pretty much all that I have to share for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, you know, share it, you know, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys watching my first video, by the way. And have a nice day or night.